Dr. Emily Carter had always prided herself on being a compassionate veterinarian, dedicating her life to healing animals with unwavering commitment. But one rainy afternoon, her principles were put to the test when a scruffy, visibly pregnant golden retriever was brought into her clinic by a frantic young man who explained he had just adopted her from a shelter and was worried about her health. She had been lethargic and refusing to eat. Emily, overwhelmed by the sheer number of emergencies that day and frustrated by what she assumed was another case of irresponsible breeding, coldly informed the man that she couldn't prioritize his dog when there were other critical patients waiting, suggesting he try another clinic or wait for an appointment the following week. The man, stunned by her dismissive tone, pleaded that he feared for the dog's life. But Emily, hardened by years of seeing neglected pets, stood her ground, unaware that the man standing before her was none other than Daniel Hartman, the new owner of the veterinary chain she worked for, who had quietly taken over the business months prior and had been visiting clinics incognito to assess their operations. Heartbroken but determined, Daniel left with the dog, rushing her to another vet who discovered she was not just pregnant, but suffering from a severe infection that required immediate surgery. News that filled Daniel with fury toward Emily, whom he had previously admired for her reputation. The next morning, Emily was summoned to the corporate office, her stomach churning as she entered the conference room, only to find Daniel sitting at the head of the table, his expression unreadable as he revealed his identity and recounted the near-tragic fate of the dog, whose life was saved only because of his quick actions. Shame washed over Emily as she realized her judgmental attitude had nearly cost an innocent animal her life. And worse, she had failed the very person who held her career in his hands. Instead of firing her, however, Daniel offered her a choice: undergo retraining on empathy and client relations, or leave the practice altogether, a decision that forced Emily to confront her own biases and the emotional walls she had built after years in the field. Humbled, she chose to stay, throwing herself into the training and slowly rebuilding trust with Daniel, who, impressed by her genuine remorse, eventually shared that the dog, now named Hope, had not only survived, but given birth to healthy puppies, one of whom he offered to Emily as a symbol of second chances. Over time, Emily's clinic became known for its compassionate care, and she developed a close friendship with Daniel, who admitted he had been testing her that day, not just as a boss, but as someone who deeply valued kindness in the profession. Hope's story became a turning point for Emily, a reminder that behind every animal was a human with their own struggles, and that true healing required not just medical skill, but an open heart, a lesson she would carry with her for the rest of her career, forever grateful for the day her boss had taught her the meaning of compassion.